And that is that you don't know when to extricate yourself from that environment, when to step out. I need you to think about that. Well, I left that evening thinking, this guy has no clue, honestly. Who is this stranger? But in the middle of day 3, when I was still in there just frantically helping the employees, he called me out of the center and he said, you and I are going out. And you know what that guy had the audacity to do? He took me to a really nice lunch for 2.5 hours. A French restaurant. And it was torture. It was torture for me. I was so worried about what's going on, what, you know, my employees don't know about what's going on. We had no cell phones back then. That's how far back we're talking. But he was really good. And at certain points, he got to engage me in conversation, had me talking about different parts of my life. And when I got back to the center, I did notice, as much as it was hard for me to let go of worrying, that I did feel a little bit lighter. And then at 5 o'clock, he came in again, and he told me I had to leave. And I started to bring a stack of things, and he told me, put those things down. He said, look, I'll take the heat for this. I don't want you to do anything to do with work tonight. He said, I want you to go to the gym. You told me you like to go to the gym. I want you to just think of nothing about work. Just really take the evening off. And it was a challenge, but by the time I had my workout and then chose to spend some time in the jacuzzi, I actually unwound a little bit. I slept like a baby that night. I came in the next morning, and as I was driving in, I started having ideas of what we could do to fix some of the problems we were having. And when I got there, I wanted to jump in and implement the ideas, but he said no. He was taking me to breakfast. And at breakfast, we talked some more, but now I had some ideas to implement. I went in with a whole new attitude, and sure enough, I had been operating, trying to run a manual system the way we did with automation. We changed the workflow, and within a half a day, things were back on track, even before the automation was restored. So at the end of that day, I went to thank him, saying, you know, you're doing what you did really got me to see how important it is to step out to see the solutions. And he said, you know what? I wasn't worried about the hold times. He said, I knew that was going to get taken care of. You know, the automation was going to come up. He said, what really worried me is on day 2, you weren't laughing anymore. You and your employees were joking around, and you were the instigator of a lot of just, you know, camaraderie and all of that. You were getting desperate. You were getting really depressed and worried, and that you had that frantic energy about you. And I had so admired how you had been that first day. I couldn't stand to see you not laughing, and your employees needed that. He said, that's why I pulled you out. I've never forgotten that. You know, I was stomping on those qualities of laughter and joy and play through my idea of just busy, 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 can't stop, can't stop, can't stop. So what I'm going to invite us to contemplate this week is, in addition to our daily spiritual practice, what ways might you be able to experience Sabbath for yourself? What's your version of Shabbat that you are willing to commit to? You know, I heard recently 2 single moms that have an agreement to take each other's kids 1 night per week. So that one of them says she has a crock pot ready, has a fabulous meal ready for herself, takes a bubble bath, just really, really kicks back, reads a good book or watches a TV program, but just lets herself stop and enjoy that experience.